Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Minions of the Zoo. I am your host, Johnny Hellcat, and I am still not Dr. Functional's mom. You can still clean up after yourself. With me today are Minions Sanguine.
Good evening, all.
Hey, Camel.
Hello, hello.
And newly adorned Gabby GeeWhiz.
Hey!
How you guys doing this evening?
Tickety boo on my part. What about you guys?
Tickety boo.
It's such a fun thing to say. I don't know why more people don't use tickety boo. It needs to come back into common parlance.
I didn't even know that was a thing until I watched Good Omens.
Yeah, it was English slang that fell out of use during World War II, if I remember correctly.
Of all
But
the weird
it's-
shit I've heard, that sounds like a slur to me.
Tickety boo?
Tickety boo. They just let any of them tickety boos in here.
Okay, when you say it like that, yeah.
All right, it's not just me. Good.
More accurately, it sounds like one of those words that could be a slur, but it is entirely stank dependent.
And thank you, Terry. I kind of needed a reference for that.
And for stank dependent, another good example of a stank dependent slur is Jew, is both the name of the group as well as the slur for the group. It just depends on whether you're saying, oh yes, that Jew over there, or if you're saying, oh yes, that Jew over there.
I think that's a Louis C.K.
The first one is not a slur, the second one is.
I think there's a Louis C.K. joke that goes around that.
Ah.
You don't want to say that too much. We don't want to summon Sarah Silverman in here.
Well,
Was she the one who put on the Hitler outfit?
yeah.
And also saw Nazi symbols and like surveyor markings.
And also watched Louis C.K. masturbate.
And also dated Jimmy Kimmel. Her crimes are numerous.
Well,
Gabby.
I since you guys told me like Michael Sheen dated her, it's like he lost a few brownie points in my book. I'm sorry, but it's true.
Oh no, that's a lot of brownie points.
Again, the problem that I have with the people that came out about Louis was Louis asked, "Can I jerk it in front of you?" And they said yes. And then when he did, they went, "Oh my god, you were serious." And he went, "Yeah, I was serious." "Oh shit, you weren't," and tucked it away.
And then came on his stomach.
When they didn't stop him, yeah.
I mean, he got express consent. Isn't that what like we should all be striving for?
If you ask if you're allowed to masturbate in front of someone, and they say, "Yeah, go for it."
Pardon me while I whip this out.
Yeah, I don't think that they really have a leg to stand on.
Helicopter go burr.
"Oh my god, he masturbated in front of me." Well, did he ask you if he could? Well, yes. Did you say yes? Yes.
I didn't think he was serious. At least until he whipped it out.
I
in
think
front of
like
me.
starting to like pull your zipper down is a good indication that.
All right, let's do this. Zip. Like.
Yeah, it should have been a oh shit. You were okay. No. That would have been the way to deal with that. Not, "Can I masturbate in front of you?" "Sure." He whips it out, starts masturbating, and you're going, "That's kind of fucking strange." And then years later, you come out and you go, "This motherfucker masturbated in front of me."
Just if you say yes, it's like you. Yeah, you can have like buyer's remorse, but you said yes.
Exactly. It's one of those things that drives me crazy. It's part of the reason why there's a handful of people that when it came to First off, Weinstein, complete shit. But there were a handful of people that he should have actually been charged for, and it was actually a crime what he did to these people. Anyone who is underage absolutely needs to be buried underneath a prison for. There was I want to say, Italian or Spanish model that was trying to get into acting, who she went for an audition. He invited her out to dinner afterwards. I
believe she was Italian.
It was the Italian. Okay, I wasn't sure if she was Italian or whether she was Spanish.
Are you talking about the one that went back and got like recording for the cop?
Yep. So she went through everything. She made a couple mistakes that were kind of like, are you serious? Like after the dinner meeting, which, come on, it was kind of clear what things were going towards with that. But then he asked her back up to his hotel room. She went back up to his hotel room. Then he actually assaulted her. And when he assaulted her, she fought him off, got the fuck out of there, went to the police, immediately reported everything that happened to the police. The police said, well, without any concrete evidence, like recordings or videos or anything like that, it's just going to be a he said, she said. And he's well known. So she said, okay, put a wire on me. Then she went back, did not entrap him, did not do anything. Again, he assaulted her, all on audio, recording, her saying, please stop that, and him going, no, this is how it works. Was recorded. She took that back to the fucking police, and then that recording just disappeared. That's shady as shit. That's shit that he should have been tried for. The people that were underage, absolutely. Should be buried under the prison for those. The people that he went, if you fuck me, I'll give you a part. And they went, well, I can fuck you for that part. That's prostitution. That isn't rape. And it annoys the shit out of me that people are trying to make it so that quid pro quo negotiations where the person had the option of no are getting categorized that way. They aren't right. The person should absolutely lose their job. They should absolutely have negative consequences. But there's a difference between, if you fuck me, I'll give you $100. And no, I'm going to fuck you against your will. Doesn't matter if you want it. Doesn't matter if you don't. I'm going to fuck you. Those are two very different things.
True.
And so how was your day, Johnny?
Is he still muted?
Yes, he is. Gabby, how about you?
I'm fucking exhausted. It was a long day at work.
Yeah, those are always fun.
I think I ranted and raved in the Discord group message.
Just a bit.
And Johnny's returned.
Yeah, I was hacking my lungs out. I was apparently trying to drown myself.
That's normally not a good idea.
I don't recommend it. There's got to be better ways to die than drowning. Drowning sounds awful.
Yeah, drowning is one of the worst ways of going. It's not the worst, but it's definitely on the bottom half of ways to go.
Drowning in gasoline.
See, I try not to think about the worst ways to die. I try to... That's one of the few areas of life where I try to remain positive, Think about the best ways to die.
Heart attack in a whorehouse.
I was going to say for me, it would be, living to like, I don't know, 90.
Oh, I was expecting
100.
you to go for the heart attack in the whorehouse one at 100.
Well, no, man. Like, just,
what comedian
die
wasn't
peacefully
doing
in bed, shot by a jealous husband. I mean,
What comedian was it that
Richard Pryor.
It was Richard Pryor did the heart attack in the whorehouse?
His father died during sex. He came and went at the same time.
Yep.
Ba-dum-bum.
And as part of the... If it was Pryor that did the joke that I'm thinking of...
Richard Pryor talked about he grew up in a whorehouse.
There was one comedian that did the I want to die of a heart attack in a whorehouse. Because think about it, I'm doing what I love when I die. Also, I don't have to pay.
Sound logic.
Ah.
I mean, you can't argue that reasoning.
And ever since hearing that joke, every time that I hear someone say, the best ways of going, that joke just pops into my head. Heart attack in a whorehouse.
I was answering James' question. It's like, I guess there's a bunch of new anime out. Like, no, I haven't really seen a whole lot of new things. I've just been actually catching up on new seasons of things.
I can't even watch old things, man. Like 2 weeks in a row now, I try to watch a movie like it's 25 years old, and still haven't been able to complete it yet.
If everything holds up, we should be able to get it done next week. 3 weeks
Johnny
to
might-
watch. 3 weeks to watch a 2-hour movie.
Yeah. Although I'm half tempted to start just playing like Band of Brothers in the Discord and whatnot. I've got that and MASH and Sons of Anarchy.
Oh, I haven't seen that show in ages. I did finish that though. Me and Daxter were watching Being Human. He hasn't even heard of it.
The American or the British version?
American.
I mean, they got some decent actors in that one, yeah. They got that dude from Jungle to Jungle.
Yeah.
Haven't heard of that.
You haven't? That's a Tim Allen movie. You haven't seen that one?
Yeah. I was trying to figure out who the guy was other than Tim Allen.
Well, one of the actors from the American version of Being Human, I can't remember. I think he was the werewolf, the tall, lanky dude, Gabby.
I've never seen him in anything else before. I recognize the
vampire.
Aiden. He was in Dexter.
He's also the voice of Darth Maul on the Star Wars cartoon.
Dax was saying that too.
Which Star Wars cartoon?
The Clone Wars.
The good Clone Wars?
I don't fucking know, dude. I watched the OG trilogy and Phantom Menace, and I was out.
Okay.
Sam Huntington.
I just know him from Being Human because I watched I think like a season or two of it when it was on Sci-Fi.
Oh, that's right. He was in.
It's on Amazon Prime right now.
Which? Oh no. That's that's the werewolf guy. The other one, the one who played the vampire, he is the voice actor for Darth Maul.
So which one was it that was the Jungle to Jungle? And which character? In
Sam, whatever he just said.
Sam Huntington.
Sam Huntington.
Who did he play in that one?
He was the son. He was the...
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you said the guy
He's the child
from...
actor.
Yeah, when you said the guy from Jungle to Jungle, I was trying to picture all the other characters from Jungle to Jungle.
The only ones I remember are Tim Allen and Sam Huntington.
Yeah.
I don't remember any of the other characters. I know there was like a Russian mob boss or something.
There was a mob boss, and then there was a shitty businessman that...
He ends up shooting him with the dart gun to get the fly. God, I haven't thought about that movie in...
David Ogden Stiers.
Yeah. From MASH. He was in that movie too.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It all comes back around. You know what I need to get a box set of that I don't have currently? Justified. It's a good show. You should check it out, Gabby.
I think you might have mentioned that once or 17 times. I don't know.
I mean, maybe.
Only 17? Wow.
It's quality writing.
At least what it shows on the 15th page of this notebook.
But yeah. I do have a couple of movies to go along with the different TV series I'd picked up. I've got American Psycho. Haven't watched that one in a while.
Mm-hmm.
And then I found these two. These were all three in the dollar bin or whatever at Walmart. American Psycho, I Spit on Your Grave, and An Indecent Proposal.
I was not a fan of American Psycho.
The book or the movie? Because I never actually got through reading the book.
The movie.
Oh, yeah?
It was meh. It was a little pretentious. Like there was actually like some kind of fucking meaning. Maybe, I mean, I'm sure there is. There's something you can always take away from some kind of media, but
I always just thought it was
just a fucking narcissistic asshole.
I thought it was funny.
I mean, it was funny, yeah. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying, like, I think it was a wee bit
I don't know if it
airs,
was like
pretentious.
if it was trying to be a horror and then just came off wrong, or if it was something that was supposed to be funny.
I think it's a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
Because there was some funny parts in there, but
I mean, of
Oh,
all
it
the
just
movie
didn't match.
adaptations of Bret Easton Ellis, that is the best one.
There's a lot of movies that were supposed to be one way and then they ended up having to change because either the character or the actors that they had portraying characters were so likable they couldn't be the villain, or were so unlikable they couldn't be the hero. Probably one of the big ones that I remember not terribly long ago was the sci-fi movie. I think it was Passengers was the name of it.
Oh, with Chris Pratt and
Yeah, Pratt and
what's her face?
Hunger Games girl.
Oh, see, that's way nicer than
Definitely
I was gonna say. I just always remember her as like the actress chick who like we've all seen with splooge on her face that we're not supposed to acknowledge we've seen her with splooge on her face.
Yep. But when it came to that movie, that script was originally written to be almost a horror movie. Because it was Pratt's character getting obsessed with someone that he did not fucking know. And then as time went on, she came to realize that he had woken her up 100 years too early, which is fucking creepy when no one else is awake. But they went, yeah, Pratt's just too likable. We can't just make Pratt the villain. We have to do something to make him...
Make him like an anti-hero.
They didn't even make him an anti-hero. They made it so that...
They made it
They
like a difficult choice for him to make.
Yeah, they rewrote it to be a really difficult choice. And to also... They rewrote it so that that choice, though it was personally selfish at the beginning of it, ended up being the only reason that anyone survived. So it became something that was able to be justified afterwards. Rather than...
Which Lawrence Fishburne...
I mean, I appreciate subverted expectations, but it kind of just sounds like, yeah, they just wrote it around to fit.
Yeah, it was literally that they had this one script, and then they went, okay, so let's send this to casting. Casting came back, and they went, okay, so we hired Chris Pratt for the lead role, and they went, son of a bitch, he can't be the villain.
Yeah, he's Mario.
He's too nice. People like him, and he's just too fucking nice.
Wasn't it Chris Pratt who's supposed to be Mario in the
Yep.
live action?
Yeah. And,
Yep, he was Mario.
It wasn't a live action.
It wasn't
was
live
No.
action.
Was it?
No,
I can't
No, it was-
remember. It was a while ago.
It was CG. Or,
It was earlier this year, Gabby.
animated, whatever.
It feels like forever ago. I'm going off internet time. It's like it's like dog years.
But yeah, it was one of those things where they wrote the script one way and then they had to change it. Just like another example of them having to change the script. This was just because even Sam Jackson decided, fuck this, I want out. And it was Deep Blue. Sam Jackson's character was meant to survive the entire movie. Sam Jackson, who has a history of being willing to do any fucking movie as long as it amuses him, went, I want out. And they wrote him out.
I'm tired of these motherfucking sharks. It
Yeah.
was Deep Blue Sea.
This motherfucking
Oh,
tornado.
Deep Blue Sea, sorry.
Yeah, Deep Blue's a whole different movie.
Yeah, Deep Blue Sea. Because, like I said, Samuel L. Jackson will do any fucking movie as long as it amuses him enough. He did Spirit of the City because he had the ability to say, do you know why they call me the octopus? Because I have 8 of everything.
That was just called The Spirit, not Spirit of the City.
Oh, Spirit? Okay.
Yep.
The character's name was Spirit of the City. But
You gotta
it was
really-
just called Spirit.
There's like a certain gravitas to an actor who just like does roles when he really actually fucking loves them. Like he's invested. You can totally tell the difference.
I think it's just because he and Scarlett Johansson wanted to dress up like Nazis, and good on them for it.
Yeah. You could tell he was having fun that entire fucking movie.
Yeah.
It was not a good movie. He
Frank
was
Miller.
having fun.
Yeah. That was
And-
Gabriel Mock that played the Spirit.
Yep. And then he was in Snakes on a Plane, which Camel's now going to tell me, no, it's just called Snakes, or it's just called Plane, or it's going to have an
No, you got that one
additional
correct,
word.
actually.
Okay.
And I hated that movie. I had a girlfriend took me to go see that in the theater, knowing full well that my 2 biggest fears in the world were snakes and planes.
I've
Nice.
never seen the movie.
It's
retarded.
The memes are
It's-
better.
it's retarded on purpose, I think, which doesn't make it better, but it's still Samuel L. Jackson, so it kind of works.
The last thing he was in was Suits.
Who?
Gabrielle.
No, Samuel L. Jackson was in Staged.
No, he's talking about Gabriel Mock.
Ah.
How did you say that, Johnny?
Gabrielle.
Yeah, it's a dude.
Yeah.
Gabriel.
Well, he's not an angel either, so I guess that kind of helps.
You know,
Johnny, your mind is a terrifying place.
But I never actually finished watching it. I think I stopped around like season 4 or 5.
My wife's been watching it. It's on Netflix, I think.
Yeah,
And-
and, you know they
and,
had a real life Mike Ross in Kenya, not too long ago. Johnny.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's a guy who won 26 cases in court before they found out he wasn't a lawyer.
Damn.
I think if you win 26 cases, fucking your track record speaks for you.
Well, and then also, I mean, think about that. I mean, that was a lawyer in Kenya, right? Like, you don't have to go. I don't think you don't even have to go to law school in one of the Canadians in chat. Back me up here. Like in Canada, you just have to pass the bar, and you can be a lawyer.
I think that's true anywhere.
Uh,
Yeah, you have to pass the bar.
Yeah, but like you don't have to go to like usually like here in the U.S. like you gotta go to like 3 years of law school. Then
you
take
can
the bar.
represent yourself, although
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
represent yourself pro se, but
But
what did
in
they
order
say?
to be an actual lawyer, you need to pass the bar, and different areas have different requirements in order to qualify to take the bar. So I don't think it's a national standard that you absolutely have to have gone to law school, but it's functionally a national standard.
Each state's bar exam is different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't think that it's a requirement, but it's functionally a requirement. It's just not every state has it penned in, but every state has something that damn near means you have to have finished law school.
But yeah, decent enough show. Hey, Hammer, how's it going? But
Howdy,
it's
Hammer.
one of those ones that I've never got around to finishing. So I heard they try to do a spin-off of Suits.
They did. Not
Is
as
that the
good
one
as
about the lawyers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, lawyers and one non-lawyer who is pretending to be a lawyer. Because he did pass the bar, but he never went to law school.
He passed the bar several times, in fact.
Yeah, he cheated for other people several times. In fact,
Yeah.
there are people who should not be lawyers that are because of this asshole.
Yep.
But yeah. Johnny, have you been actually watching the show with Mrs. Hellcat?
I stopped where I stopped the first time, and that was after season 1. Maybe 2.
You should if for anything else, watch further on just for Rick Hoffman. He's the one that plays Lewis.
Yeah, I've got a couple of his.
Oh, they get better. The episodes that have him, a major part of that plot line, better.
One of my favorite clips was him preparing for a Japanese company to come meet with their firm.
Yeah.
And he's doing everything in the most stereotypical way, and the other people are like, no, dude, you have to stop. The Japanese guys come, and they go, this is fucking amazing!
Yeah, he's like, you can't do this. It's offensive.
Yep, and then the
It's
Japanese
so over the
just
top.
absolutely love it.
Yeah. Yeah, he's great foil. So.
No, he is. Yeah, he's really good. I like him as an actor.
Yeah, he's one of those character actors. Like, you know what? One of the things like I remember him from that I probably haven't thought of in also like 25 years. Well, a little less.
Hostel.
Godzilla.
Huh.
If I'm not mistaken, he was in the Matthew Broderick Godzilla movie.
Which was not a good movie.
It was not, and it's a waste of Jean Reno. But yeah, like that that's all I remember about that movie is Jean Reno and Rick Hoffman and Matthew Broderick for some reason.
I liked it, but not for anything good.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I remember more about that movie than that movie? All the advertisements for the products around that movie.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Taco Bell Chihuahua and everything like going on.
That's a
Here,
blast from the past.
lizard. Yeah, right? I remember
And they
more
got
about
rid of
the
it because
commercials than I
it's-
do the actual movie. That's got to tell you something.
The fact that they got rid of the Taco Bell dog for racism. God damn it.
I'm pretty
Is
sure
that-
they got
is
rid of it
that
because it
why?
died.
No, he's still alive.
No way in hell.
Oh, the dog?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. The dog's long since dead.
Who did you think we were talking
I thought you
about?
were talking about the voice actor.
Oh, no.
Like Carlos Aldo Zaraki's still alive. He's-
Yeah, they got rid of it because of racism, dude.
But that was way back in the day, like way before any of the whole SJW stuff even surfaced.
No, that started like mid 2000s that they started protesting him.
Well,
No.
I'm unaware.
And then he was gone by, I want to say, like 2012.
God, I'm old.
Yeah, voice actor Tom Kenny, who is friend of Al Zaraki, said that Hispanic advocacy groups are lobbying for the end of the campaign.
Yep. See?
So SpongeBob fucked it for everyone.
Wait, how's SpongeBob to blame for this?
Tom Kenny is the voice actor for SpongeBob.
But I thought he was friends with the voice actor for the Chihuahua.
Yeah.
So why is he to blame?
He said that Hispanic advocacy groups were lobbying for the end of the ad campaign. And so...
Well, that's him
Is
reporting
SpongeBob
the
a
situation.
Hispanic advocacy group?
I can see Johnny's brows furrow.
I hate you so much right now.
I can. Your vexation is palpable, sir.
Not our fault.
I hear a
bro.
beverage being opened. He's like, I can't deal with this sober. Fuck it.
Not our fault. You're wrong, Johnny.
Oh, I'm totally right.
No, he was
I'm not
just
saying he's right
reporting
or wrong.
on it.
I'm just trying to understand the logic here. Like, how is like we've gone from like step
he
one.
was convinced. He was convinced by his friend to stop being the voice of the Taco Bell Chihuahua because of these retarded Hispanic advocacy groups.
Maybe his friend's like, "Hey, man, you've already been cashing these checks for like a decade. Just find something else to do. It ain't worth the smoke."
Like, dude, my last name is Al-Azraqi. Fuck you.
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing of it is like, no one is associating Taco Bell with like actual Mexicans, right? Like, right?
I wouldn't.
No
think
one
so.
actually thinks Taco Bell is legit Mexican cuisine. Like,
You mean that the cheesy gordita crunch isn't the height of Mexican food?
Maybe that's where the outrage is coming from. Like, why you
So-
got this Mexican dog hawking this non-Mexican thing?
Wasn't it voted the
KFC
Mexican
has a
restaurant,
fucking
but-
like Southern gentleman, and I'm not saying KFC is actually like real fucking good fried
That's
chicken.
the guy that created it, Gabby.
That was
That's
the Colonel.
that was the Colonel.
For real?
For real.
Yeah.
Ah,
And Wendy is the
you
dude's
fucking
daughter.
the standards
made
went
Wendy's.
downhill.
Yeah,
Yeah.
their standards did go downhill, but
When the
they-
Colonel died,
yeah, that's that.
they-
Colonel
Same thing with
Sanders is
Taco
a
Bell.
real dude. This,
actors. Though I do find it hilarious that when they were looking at the spokesperson for Wendy's, Wendy's alive. Wendy's part of the company still.
She
They
oh,
went, Wendy's fat. Let's get a nice, cute, attractive ginger.
you want to hear someone's going to blow your mind, Gabby? The guy that created Wendy's, Dave Thomas, worked for the Colonel.
Yep. He got
Before
his
he created
inspiration
Wendy's.
from
I
the
can't
Colonel.
recall the last time I went to a Wendy's.
Because I remember back in the 90s when he was still doing the commercials for Wendy's.
Yep.
God,
It's
I'm
actually
old.
it's not that uncommon, like especially like big corporate chains, like a lot of CEOs and like higher ups get passed around.
Yep. But yeah, like I said, it's just hilarious to me that Dave Thomas did adverts until damn near the day that he died. Wendy Thomas, who inherited his share of the company, and is the person that Wendy's is named after. And rather than having Wendy take over Dave Thomas's role, they got a different ginger who is thinner, more attractive, and younger.
Well, they did. Wendy did do I think a couple of commercial spots for him.
Their main spokesperson, though, is the younger, cuter ginger.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, maybe Wendy's just about making money, ain't worried about, being famous. I can respect that.
I do respect their Twitter page. That shit is based.
I remember when IHOP tried to do the whole rebranding to IHOB.
Oh, that did not last.
Everyone's hitting up Wendy's like, what are we gonna do, man? They're stepping on your block.
I fucking forgot about that.
Wendy's like, I'm not worried about somebody that thinks making pancakes is hard. Yeah, whoever runs that account is just cold-blooded and good on them. But it is funny seeing other corporate accounts try and mimic that.
There's only a couple that are actually successful. Like Steak Yums, I think does pretty well.
Steakums did bitch slap Neil deGrasse Tyson. I don't know who's got the Radio Shack handle, but they went crazy for a while.
Oh fudge! What's the name of that one seafood restaurant chain? They smack the shit out of PETA whenever PETA tries to go
Red
on
Lobster?
No, not Red Lobster.
Joe's Crab Shack?
Long John?
I think it might be Joe's Crab Shack. Maybe. Just they smack the shit out of PETA whenever PETA tries to pop up.
See,
I actually don't.
PETA deserves to be beaten like a redheaded stepchild. Because
Yeah, you're not getting any pushback on that one, Sanguine.
just fuck PETA. I'm not expecting pushback. I just need to say fuck PETA.
Fuck PETA,
They annoy the ever-living
and not in the fun way.
What's
Yeah.
wrong with people eating tasty animals, Sanguine?
Not that one, you know, goddamn.
You're just on a fucking roll today, aren't you?
I'm feeling pedantic and whimsical, yes.
Tell us how you
You
really
know for fucking sure I eat a pound of a dead animal every day. They're delicious. And I will
Which I guess
continue eating
brings us to what did you make tonight, Sanguine?
Tonight was a spicy shrimp and hoisin, sweet potato, mushroom, and roast red pepper rice bowl with Yukitora sake, which is a nigiri sake, meaning that it's a cloudy sake. And Yukitora means snow tiger. An Asahi, and then I tried a new to me Japanese whiskey, Nika Days, which is from the Nika Distillery. And this one is a blended Japanese whiskey. Rather lovely. So
You're gonna make someone a nice little husbando.
yes. It was a fantastic dinner, and the alcohol paired lovely with it. Also, I picked up a few more alcohols that I haven't tried before. Like, I've mentioned Kaigan whiskey to you guys before, right?
Is that
Probably.
a Japanese whiskey?
Yeah.
The
it's
only
one of
Japanese whiskey
Japanese
I've had
whiskeys.
is Suntory.
So, the first Japanese whiskey that I ever had was a Suntory. And the first Japanese whiskey that I ever had prevented me from trying Japanese whiskeys for about the next decade. Because the one that I got was like ground glass in gasoline.
Ugh.
It was absolutely horrendous. Then I started branching out, trying some Japanese whiskeys again. So one of the first ones that I had was the standard Kaigan. Kaigan also makes an 8-year, and then they make a older one as well. So I hadn't tried their 8-year. I got their 8-year while I was at the liquor store since I saw that. Then Sadashi is another really good Japanese whiskey. Also, if you can find Hadazaki Small Batch, that one's fantastic as well. But
I've only had sake.
do you prefer Junmai, Daiginjo Junmai, Nagori, which Nagori just means cloudy sake, which means that it can be of any class, but you can have that class as a Nagori. It's
will
just
have
a
to
modifier term.
I'll have to see which ones I got, because I've only had 2 from the restaurant that we have here.
Okay.
And I got 2 different kinds, but I don't remember which ones they were.
Were they clear?
One was, the other one wasn't.
So the one that wasn't was a cloudy, and that means that it was a Nagori of some sort. And then, did they serve it warm or did they serve it chilled?
One was, well, I think I've only gotten that warm.
Okay, so the way that it typically works is, this is a rule of thumb, not a hard and fast rule. The better the sake, the colder the temp. So the lowest grades you'll pretty much only ever serve warm. It mellows the flavor when you serve them warm. The better the sake, the lower the temperature gets. So if you're drinking like a Junmai Daiginjo, which Junmai is a high degree of polish to the rice. Here, actually, let me quickly pull something up. I did a write-up on different whiskeys for a group of people at one point. Or different sakes for people at one point. So let me quickly pull up, because I have the entire breakdown of each of the grades of sake. And it's just easier to go and read that breakdown rather than have to remember it from the top of my head.
I need to
So,
get me some sushi.
Okay. So when you're talking about different sakes, you have different levels. So from the lowest on, so when you're talking about the different levels of sake, you're talking about the amount of polish on the rice, as well as if the sake is fortified or if it isn't fortified. So when you have one of the lowest ones is Futsushu, which is a mostly unpolished and extremely fortified sake. So when I say the percentages that I'm going to be reading off, that's the percentage of rice remaining. So you have, for Futsushus, 70 to 90% of the rice remains. So it's a low polish, 10% to 30% polish, which means that they're taking off the outside of the rice, giving a higher quality product. Then you have, from Futsushu, it goes to Hanjozo, which is a 70% also fortified, but it is a higher quality on average than a Futsushu. Then you have Junmai, which is a 70% polish, but it is an unfortified 70%. So fortified means that they're spiking it with brewer's alcohol after the fermentation, increasing the alcohol percentage. Then you have Junmai Ginjo and standard Ginjo. So standard Ginjo is going to be fortified. A Junmai Ginjo is going to be unfortified. Anytime that you hear Junmai, it means unfortified. So Ginjos are 60% polish, and like I said, can be fortified or unfortified. Then you have Dai Ginjos, again, Junmai and standard. Those are 50% polishes that, or rather, at least a 50%. It can be taken all the way down to like a 23%. And depending on if it's a Junmai or not, it can be a fortified or unfortified. Or rather, if it's a Junmai, it's unfortified. If it's not, then it's a fortified. Then you also have a couple other types, like you have Komodo. And Komodos are a lactobacteria fermentation rather than a yeast fermentation. So there's a bunch of different types of sake, and it's good knowing what type of sake you like to drink.
I don't know. They were both good.
Yep.
But is it spelled with or without an E?
Well, all the Japanese whiskeys are descended from the Scottish line, so Japanese whiskeys are spelled without an E.
I figured Terry would get there eventually, but I might head him off at the pass.
Yep. But yeah, Japanese whiskeys without an E. As you can tell, I like knowing about my alcohol and I like drinking.
Some might say that's a problem.
Nah, it's only a problem if you like drinking until drunk. If you enjoy the flavor and you don't get drunk, it's not a problem. In fact,
Who
certain
drinks
amount
because
of
they enjoy the flavor?
I do. I just said this.
He literally just did right there.
Keep up, boyo. Keep up.
It wasn't necessarily about you specifically, just an indictment of everyone else generally. Like, nobody drinks for the flavor. They drink to get drunk.
It depends.
Some alcohol's really fucking tasty.
Mm-hmm.
Some alcohol, yeah, it's just there to get drunk. If someone is talking about they enjoy drinking vodka, they enjoy getting drunk.
I feel personally attacked.
No one enjoys vodka.
Yeah. You tolerate vodka to get...
Wow,
drunk.
Gabby, you're black and a Russian? I learned something
And
new
a
about you.
ginger somehow. That's a weird combination.
I love it. Keep them all guessing. I expect Johnny's going to play the freaking ceiling bird.
I was going to ask you if you ever got those batteries.
No, I did not. I actually entirely forgot about it.
Well, I was going to save it for later, but
You do have to admit, though, as a black ginger, she's immune from being recast.
That's right. Oh my god, it's like Schrodinger's cat, only Schrodinger's casting.
Yep.
But
She can be cast as a
you know
black
what else
person
ginger
as
can
well
spell
as a
out.
ginger.
When the dyslexia works for you coming and going.
Yep.
That's the Gabby way right there.
Exactly. Doesn't matter which way they're casting, the dyslexia will work for her.
Yes. Is this what privilege feels like?
It's
God damn, these look good. I wish my kid wasn't such a picky asshole eater.
What?
What are you looking at?
I'm looking at the ramen bowls that are available at the joint we have here. And there's gluten-free options. And
Yummy.
They are. They look amazing, and yeah, that's
Now what happens to the kid if he has gluten? Does he die or something?
No, he destroys the toilet.
Oh.
And it
But they
gives
have gluten-free options, right?
Yeah, but if he were to, he's a danger to people around him, and it mainly messes with his gut.
What's the name of that one?
So when you say
film
danger to those around him, like we talking like gas attack or
Splash Zone?
We're talking like Syrian gas attack style. Like it's bad.
There's this one illness. If people eat like carbohydrates, like breads, and
Celiac
stuff,
disease?
It makes them actually drunk. Is that it?
No,
Oh,
no,
That's
no. That's
auto-brewery.
That's-
There's a debate whether auto-brewery actually exists, because there's only a handful of examples that might have been auto-brewery disorder. But there's also some question behind if they are actually auto-brewery. Because none of the examples of auto-brewery disorder have been experienced in a hospital or controlled setting.
so what? Like this dude was just getting loaded and going to the doctor saying, "Hey, man, I don't know what happened.
I just had a sandwich.
Right. I only had a sandwich.
I had
with
2
mustard.
slices of pizza and I woke up like in the park with no pants. I don't know what's going on."
Imagine like buying a loaf of bread like you're getting like a keg. Like I'm getting fucked up tonight, boy.
Yeah, there's people that have claimed auto-brewery syndrome when it's then been tested and it hasn't been a thing that they have, and turns out that, yeah, they were getting loaded, and they were saying that they weren't. So it's one of those things that it is a possible thing that might happen to a certain chunk of the population, but there hasn't been a, at least last I looked into it, there hasn't been a laboratory or hospital setting where they've gone, yep, this son of a bitch is getting drunk off of just sourdough bread.
Deep fried Oreos. Tempura batter and deep fried Oreos.
Ugh.
You know, I would try a deep fried Oreo.
I'm actually
least
not a
once.
big. I like it's once in a blue moon that I actually want something sweet.
I mean, Oreos or Chips Ahoy, man. Glass of milk, can't go wrong with that.
I'm not saying it can't be tasty, but like you would really have to like induce.
Oh,
some
no, I get you.
skepticism in me
I
to get
don't.
me to get a fried Oreo.
I don't have a like a sweet tooth craving very often, but when I do, like a nice glass of milk and some cookies to dip it in.
Yeah, it's one of those foods that you won't go out of your way to get, but if you're at like a state fair and you're wandering around,
Oh yeah, man.
I'll get a
you'll
fucking
go, "Oh,
corn
sure, I'll
dog
get
before I
that."
get a deep fried Oreo.
I tend to go elephant ears and funnel cake before deep fried Oreos, but I have grabbed a deep fried Oreo before.
I've not had one, but if presented the opportunity, I would try one.
I've also had deep fried butter.
Why?
Why not?
Because I was curious.
This is America, Gabby. Why not? Embrace the why not.
And Gabby, think about deep fried butter this way. It's
Do you just
fried,
not like the feeling of your veins being able to push blood through it?
It's a fried bread that is internally butter basted.
Oh, I forget the name of this dish. There is well, I mean, it's deep fried cheese, which is pretty much mozzarella stick, but yeah,
Yep.
there's fried milk products.
Yeah.
You ask why deep fried butter when we have deep fried cheese. I mean, come on.
And like
Cheese
I said,
makes sense. Cheese is delicious.
well, no,
So's
like
butter.
I said, think about it. It's a fried bread. So think like you like butter on your pancakes, right?
You're assuming I like pancakes.
Do you like pancakes or waffles?
Waffles.
Okay.
Hold on, wait a second. Are we saying like no entirely to pancakes, or just
I
like
mean-
if presented with the choice, you'll take waffles over pancakes?
Yeah, I will pick waffles over pancakes. I'm not saying I won't eat pancakes. Like
Okay,
I'm just
okay.
saying waffles are better.
And definitely
I was
understand.
gonna be like, what kind
The
of
reason
ginger-haired
why waffles-
communist are you? You don't like pancakes?
The reason why waffles are better is because waffles have butter and syrup pockets.
Mm-hmm.
So now imagine.
But butter is an accompaniment. It's not like supposed to be the main dish.
Oh, and that's the thing. When people do fried butter, butter isn't the bulk of what you're getting. What they do is they take a frozen block of butter, so about probably maybe a tablespoon of butter. So a somewhat standard slice of butter that you throw on waffles or pancakes. And then they dip that in functionally a waffle or pancake batter. And then they deep fry that son of a bitch. So the reason why waffles are better is because they have the butter and syrup pockets.
That's still 90% butter. Like
a butter and syrup pocket. No, it's not 90% butter. It's
I can't
probably
believe it's not butter.
between 25 and 50% butter.
I can't believe it's
With the-
25% butter.
Say again?
I can't
Yeah, those are
believe it's
rookie numbers.
25% butter.
Oh, it is. With the thickness of the dough coat that they do, it's about 25 to 50% butter. Because it's a batter that they really coated in it. Isn't just this little drizzle of batter over the top. No. It is coated in it. So when you get it, it is fried bread with butter inside. Internally basted fried bread. It is actually pretty fucking tasty. And then you get like a lot of places will have syrups and other condiments that you can have along with it on the side. So you can get like jams and jellies or maple syrup. So it's a internally basted pancake batter with butter. It's actually pretty fucking good. Yeah, so those are fried butter things, and those are each probably about this. So looking at the fork, they're probably about the diameter. The largest one's probably about the diameter of a golf ball, and I'll have maybe a tablespoon of butter in it. So it's a good chunk of that is the bread, the pancake
man, I'm
batter.
sold.
Well, it's like Julia Childs. You never skimp on the butter.
Let's
Yeah.
all go to the fair next year.
Yeah. So like I said, it's something that sounds
Fuck yeah.
it's something that sounds extraordinarily gluttonous and like what the fuck is wrong with you until you actually start thinking about it, and then you go, ooh, that sounds good.
We'll all have some turkey legs and some fried butter and a deep fried Oreo to top it all off.
Oh
Yep.
God, I can't recall the last. I haven't had a fried turkey leg since I lived in fucking New Mexico.
I've never had a fried
And-
turkey leg.
And let's be honest, if you really want to go gluttonous, you have to go to Midwestern State Fair.
Mm-hmm.
The State Fair next to me has something that sounds confusing as fuck. Do you guys know what a hot dish is?
Negatory Ghost Rider.
I'm going to assume it's the opposite of a cold dish.
So a Midwestern hot dish is some meat, typically ground beef, a can of condensed soup of your choice, cream of mushroom, cream of asparagus, cream of onion, one of those is fairly standard. And then either a grain or tater tots that is then coated with cheese. Typically coated with cheese. So it's this ridiculously hearty winter meal normally. So it's brought to a lot of potlucks in the Midwest during winter.
You know,
The state fair has a dish that is potluck on a stick or hot dish on a stick. And what it is it's a hot dish that they made. They then froze it so that they could then take that frozen block of hot dish, throw it into batter, and then deep fry that son of a bitch on a stick.
You know, talking about all this fair food and whatnot, it kind of pisses me off. The Scottish thought of the munchie box before we did.
The what?
Oh, you don't know about the munchie boxes?
No.
Sanguine, tell her about the munchie boxes.
You brought it up. You get to do that.
Oh, come on.
man.
Come on,
How
Sanguine's
long-
passing the
How long
torch
did you
to
talk
you.
about rice? You can tell her about the munchie boxes.
You brought
It'll
it
be
up.
more
pal.
comprehensive than I will because it's like all the food that'll kill you, like in one pizza box. It's great.
Really? You just want to pawn it off on me rather than talking
Yeah,
about
man.
it yourself? And
Do I
then
just have to
me-
Google it? Because
I-
y'all are going
I
nowhere.
bring
So,
up
munchie boxes.
concepts and you elaborate.
Munchie boxes, think of a standard pizza box. Then fill it with every fast food product sold at a variety of different takeout places. So it has like vegetable pakora or meat pakora. It has French fries. It has pizza. It has chicken tenders or nuggets. It has sauce. It has doner kebab meat. It has
Deep frying your kebab does cost extra. Though.
It just sounds like stoner food.
That's functionally what it is. It's munchie boxes, so it's for people that are currently going through the munchies. So
Hello.
it will
Yeah,
have
that's pretty self-evident. Fucking munchie box.
kebab meat, fried chicken, pizza, chicken tikka masala, samosas, onion rings, chow mein noodles, pakora, naan bread, garlic bread, coleslaw, sauces, chips, fried rice.
This is the stuff that you get when you have like the primo like couch weed, right? The stuff that's gonna have you sitting on the seat like Velcro.
What it is like I said, you get a pizza box. They put a slice of pizza in it, and then they functionally go around to all the other takeout places, and they have them add in their main thing to the box until it's delivered at your door.
And I'm a little jealous the Scottish thought of it before we did.
Well, somebody had to, I guess.
I mean, I was also really pissed off that little Japanese dude kept winning all them eating contests, and finally we got an American to reestablish our dominance in gluttony.
Mm-hmm. See, the thing is that the Japanese person didn't have a gag reflex.
I'm not even gonna discuss that. But hey, Joey Chestnut, USA, USA, USA.
See, the thing is, that sounded like I was denigrating him. No, the dude legitimately did not have a gag reflex, and he talked about how not having a gag reflex helped him in the sausage eating competitions.
No, I'm not gonna do it. No,
Because he could
Nope.
legit just take it straight down.
God damn it.
Go balls deep.
See, the moment that you said that you're not going to do it, I'm just going to continue. Didn't matter if it was one of the short dogs, one of the long dogs, whether it was
And
one
really,
of the-
Johnny, balls deep, not all the way to the bottom of the buns.
That's the first thing I thought of.
Didn't matter if it was little cocktail weenies or whether it was the full hot dogs or one of those, those really fat hot dogs that you can get at certain places. Didn't matter if it was any of those, as long as it could fit in his mouth, he could take it all the way down. Come on, Camel, I know you want to.
There, you happy?
Yes.
All right.
His other main cheat was he would dip the bread in a cup of water.
Oh, that wasn't just him though. Like
A lot of people do that.
a lot of
Yeah.
ones did that. It helped break it down faster, less chewing.
Yep. Helps with making it so that it requires less chewing. Also,
It
helps
also
from-
starts digestion before it actually gets to your stomach.
and it keeps it from getting stuck in your throat and making you have to chug a hell of a lot more water in order to get it down than just dipping it in the water and letting it take whatever it absorbed. So it facilitates it going down the hatch. But yeah. The Munchie Box was just all the worst and cheapest fast food in your area.
Now
In
I
a
want a
pizza
munchie
box.
box and fried Oreos, man. I'm telling you.
The question is, do you go for elephant ear or do you go for funnel cake?
Remind me again what elephant ear is. It may be known as
So-
something else here.
Funnel cake is...
I mean, I know funnel
elephant
cake.
ear and funnel cake are the same batter. So you know how funnel cake is the little strings of it all fried together?
Yeah, with the powdered sugar
Elephant-
on top.
Yep, elephant ear is the exact same thing, only rather than little strings, they just gloop it all together. So it's this disc of fried dough.
I'd usually go with the funnel cakes then. Yeah.
Okay. What about the rest of you? Elephant ear or funnel cake? And for the Canadians playing at home, they're the same thing as your beaver tails.
Elephant ear looks like fry bread.
Yeah, that's functionally what it is. Both of them are a type of fry bread. The difference is that elephant ear is a disc or a vaguely disc-like flat of it, whereas with funnel cake you get those little threads, so you get more crispy surface texture but less of the pillowy inside. So if you want the pillowy inside, then you go for the elephant ear or beaver tail. If you like the crunchy outside, then you go for a funnel cake.
I don't know. This looks like intestines.
You're looking at funnel cake, yes. It's
Have you never seen funnel cake before, Johnny?
Not to my knowledge.
Johnny, when did you first come to Earth, or when did you first come to America? Those are your two options.
I know not what you speak with your language.
You know, all those times I played the Soviet anthem, I didn't think you were actually standing and saluting, Johnny.
Huh?
No, that was Della.
No, I remember as a kid, I used to have funnel cakes when I would go to the prison rodeo. For a long time, the Oklahoma State Penitentiary hosted a yearly prison rodeo, and it was something.
Why did you go to the prison rodeo rather than the standard one?
Because, I mean, you generally don't see people die playing money the hard way at the regular one.
Fair enough.
Yeah, when I was in grade school, I saw a dude zig when he should have zagged.
I was gonna. Do
And
that
nothing of value was lost because he was an offender.
Well, the dudes in OSP aren't there for, singing too loud in Sunday school, so yeah, we weren't shedding any tears.
Yeah, like I said, he
It
was
was
an
interesting
offender.
seeing
Nothing of
how many
value was lost.
rows into the stands his teeth flew.
Yep.
What are we talking about?
Oh, when I was a kid, we had the Oklahoma equivalent of the Coliseum. We call it prison rodeo. And on at least one occasion, I saw one dude die playing a game called Money the Hard Way.
Or it's what is it?
Now, as a
Bull
Californian,
poker?
do I need to explain that game to you, Gabby?
No, you don't.
Yeah.
My grandparents are from Oklahoma. I think I get the gist.
Your last name isn't Jode, is it?
Nope.
Just checking.
Why?
Somebody's never read The Grapes of Wrath, Sanguine.
Mm-hmm.
There's a Steinbeck novel called The Grapes of Wrath.
That's the one Johnny Depp acted in the feature.
No,
film.
that was What's Eating Gilbert Grape,
Oh, okay.
where Leonardo DiCaprio played a retard. Yeah,
Wait, which
totally
movie?
different.
'Cause you have to be
Totally
more
different
specific.
story. Totally different story there, Gabs.
Okay.
No. So Tom Joad and his family moved from Oklahoma to California to seek work during like the Depression and the Dust Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why I have so many goddamn Californians coming into my state now, because they've all got relatives from way back in the Depression.
The tragedy, the horror.
And now they're just making their relatives depressed.
I like my leg room. Want to be able to swing my arms when I walk.
Like I've said, the part that still absolutely kills me is the number of people that will move to different states saying that the state that they lived in was unlivable.
Well, I mean, I've already told you the story about the two chicks from Oregon, right?
I don't think you have.
Oh, I was working at a store, and these three people come in. It's this black dude and these two fat white women. It's a mother-daughter combo, I think. And he wanted to buy a pack of cigarettes. And I know he just got out the pen because he used his prison ID to buy a pack of cigarettes.
Yep.
But you can't.
No, you can. In Oklahoma, they have your date of birth.
Well, I mean, in Oklahoma, maybe.
Yeah.
There's state-issued IDs.
It's a state-issued
Works
ID
in a
with a
lot of
birth date.
states.
So in Oklahoma, we accept it.
In California, we couldn't because it doesn't. Maybe it's been a while since I've seen a prison ID. I only saw it the one time. It didn't have an expiration date though.
So I'm pretty sure this dude's did. Like that's why I was able to go ahead and take it. I was like, it's got a state issued ID, got your photograph on it, got a birth date, expiration. Yeah, we can take it then.
Oh, it didn't have a birth date. Now I remember.
So, but yeah,
some states omit
he's
the
getting
birth date
that
on their IDs.
He's getting that out of his pocket, and while he's getting his ID, because he'd asked like, "Can I use my prison ID?" It's like, I mean, I gave him the criteria, and he's fishing it out. And the women start clucking about how Oklahoma prisons are so much harsher than Oregon prisons, and this and that. And I just look at him and I'm like, you can go back.
Yep.
Like nobody asked you to come here. we don't need you. I mean, no one's keeping you here. Go ahead, leave.
You got options, bro.
Like if this place is so much worse, vote with your feet. Get the fuck out.
The ones that drive me crazy, though, are the ones that will say, I moved from insert state here. And
California, New York, let's be honest.
California, New York, there's a handful of others. Illinois. And it was unlivable because it was expensive.
Illinois.
Because it was...
Yeah, it's Illinois, not Illinois.
I said Illinois.
Yeah, well, I think Johnny is...
Well, there's been a debate at my work.
No, there's not been a debate.
At my work, I wasn't done yet.
They're wrong.
What sort of lead-based paint goblins do you work with?
Well, because there's a gal who works out of Illinois, and I go, is it Illinoisan or is it Illinoisian? And she goes, I'm not telling because that's how we can tell you're not from Illinois.
Okay.
Like, well played, lady, but...
Keeping those cards close to the vest. I appreciate that.
If you're from a state and you're leaving that state because it is impossible to live there, and you list the reasons why it's impossible to live there, and then you start advocating for the laws in the area that you just moved to start implementing the things that made the previous area unlivable, what the fuck is wrong with you?
You know what I want to know?
I've heard this plenty of times.
Yeah.
I was
You hear it because it keeps on annoying me. Every time I see it happen, it annoys me even more. And the fact that people will go, well, you're trying to say that people can't move places. No, I'm saying that people can move places. I'm just saying that if something is or intolerable.
If you move because like your place is shit, don't put your shit in the suitcase.
Yeah,
you know what really
shit
pisses
up
me
the
off,
new
Sanguine?
place.
You know what really pisses me off? I had to go out of town for a job interview today.
Mm-hmm.
And I've noticed a couple different places I've gone to like they have these advertisements for like a local weed dispensary is hosting an event sometime this month. I can't remember what the actual date's supposed to be, but it's a Pride event in October. Like, motherfucker, you guys already had the month of June. Leave me my spooky month.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're already getting attacked from, Christmas on one flank.
Oh, remember when the Babadook? Remember that horror movie when the Babadook was supposed to be like a trans icon? For God knows why.
Oh yeah, and they tried to make the creature from It.
Pennywise.
Yeah, but that's when he's in clown form. I'm not sure if they ever give
They only really care about it in clown form.
True. But yeah, they tried to make Pennywise a
They shipped the Babadook and Pennywise.
gay icon
That's
as
right.
well. And
then they got
Pennywise
upset when
killed a gay guy.
Yeah. Pennywise killed a gayer, and they all got offended. Like, equality. Thought you wanted it.
Yep.
Everyone gets slaughtered down here.
We all float down here.
That is until rigor sets in.
You know what? I had one girlfriend quoted a line from It as like a come on to me.
God, I hope it wasn't the end of the book.
Why?
Why? I don't know why, but she showed up at my dad's house when I was mowing the lawn, and she gets out of the car. I kill the lawnmower, go over to greet her, and she's like, and in the voice too, she goes, beat Richie, and then just laid one on me.
Okay, at least she didn't go for the fucking weird teen orgy at the end.
No, she was quoting Tim Curry,
Yep.
not the actual book.
Yeah, like I said, at least she was classy enough to not quote that section.
Yeah, that's like one of my top 5 most awkward boners.
Nice. Also, it amuses me how many people don't know that in It there's a teenage orgy.
A lot of people didn't read the book. They watched the 2-part TV series. So, you know what? I actually watched that with my mother before she passed away.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think it was around the time they did the Rocky Horror Picture Show live event on I think it was like Fox.
Yeah.
And they had like Tim Curry as like a narrator.
Yep. They had him take the role of the professor, I think.
So, like Mama Camel was a big fan of Rocky Horror, and I was a big fan of It. We both love Tim Curry. Man's a national treasure. God bless him.
Mm-hmm.
And
pity that he had the strokes that he did.
Very, very, very sad. Yes, but like I remember, like as a kid, I don't remember when I first saw It. But like that was one of my like quintessential '90s movies. Looking back, and we took a trip down nostalgia lane because she watched the Rocky Horror and was like, oh well, we got to watch It. Found it on the TV and go to start watching it, and like we get partway through and we're just kind of looking over at each other like, she's like, really, like, this is, you wanted to watch this? Like, why? I'm like, I don't know. I remember it being better than it. I remember it being better than this.
The thing is that
I mean, Tim Curry was still awesome, but the rest of it just didn't seem to be holding up as well.
Yeah, I watched it. I think it was off of the TV when I first saw it.
Yep.
And then I think it was like 20-something years later, I'm like, oh, dude, we should watch that one of these times. And my friend's like, really? Yeah. I haven't seen that movie in forever. And she's like, all right. So we started watching it, and we got like 25 minutes in. I'm just like, this is fucking stupid. Like, what was I freaked out about at this movie?
Well, it was from a time when, if you look at the other King adaptations, the only other one that was anywhere near as good or better was The Shining.
Oh no, man! You gotta give credit to Maximum Overdrive.
That one is hilarious. It is not scary.
I mean, just the background story alone is hilarious.
Well, I think the AC/DC doing the soundtrack and the sound from when the machines start to kill.
Well, I mean, you know why, right?
I don't know why.
You know
He
why?
got hit by a driver.
No. Stephen King was so high on cocaine, he directed that movie.
Ah, okay, yeah, that was the reason for that one.
That's why that movie's hilarious.
There were two of them that were due to the accident with Stephen King, though. One was Max Overdrive, right?
Oh, no, I don't think so. Because that was, well, when was the accident when he got ran over?
Because I remember one of the ones that was about the accident was one of the car-based ones,
Christine?
and then
No, Christine was way early. Wasn't the accident like in like the 90s or the 2000s? Christine was made in the 80s, or at least the adaptation was.
because then the other one, I think it was a weird one. It was like Cujo was the other one that was based on it, and it was everyone. Was going,
Cujo. If I'm not mistaken, Cujo. He was so drunk he didn't even remember writing that one. Like he just woke up with like a pile of beer cans and a manuscript.
Oh yes, the Stephen King production method.
I mean, honestly, I think if we got Steve back on the booze and the Colombian booger sugar, he might start writing good shit again and get the fuck off Twitter.
That's healthy. Get him off Twitter. Give him
June
Bolivian
of
marching
99.
powder.
What'd you say, Johnny?
So June of '99 is when you.
Yeah, so Maximum Overdrive and Christine were both written and made into movies long before that.
And let's be honest, at least the Colombian marching powder is not as cancerous.
I'm just saying, is like I think we found what his muse was. And I mean, what's it gonna hurt, right? I mean, he's what, in his 60s, 70s now?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what came after '99. Let's see. There's Storm of the Century, The Rage Carrie 2.
Wait, he made a Carrie sequel? Or are we talking movies here?
Those are movies.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I don't.
Where he was the writer.
I can't think of any of his books he's made since, I don't even know.
Let's see. Children of the Corn 666, Isaac's Return, followed by The Green Mile. Oh, shit. Let's see. Children of the Corn Revelation, Rose Red, Firestarter 2. There's Carrie. That doesn't sound...
Okay. So it was back in 1999 that he got hit near his home.
I believe Johnny said it was in June.
Yes.
Yeah, I was just double checking the date.
The Secret Window.
June.
I remember watching that movie, I think, once. Yeah, maybe watched it once. Wasn't all that memorable. I remember there was Johnny Depp and John Turturro
Yeah.
in that movie, and that's about it.
And then corn.
Wait, there was corn in that movie too?
Yeah.
Okay.
At least I think it was corn.
Yellow on a cob.
I don't know. It's been ages since I saw the movie, but
It could have been grain, Johnny.
The end scene. It's some amaranth.
Yep, amaranth. For those who don't know, Camel didn't know that amaranth was a Mesoamerican grain.
Yeah. Silly me.
Yeah, Farmer Camel over here.
Yeah. So when he was talking about a company that decided to make an amaranth beer, unfortunately,
Sanguine was thinking all wholesome and shit.
yeah, I was thinking of a good sort of amaranth beer. I was thinking it was a beer made from amaranth grain, which, fuck yeah, that would probably be delicious. But no, it wasn't amaranth grain. It was fucking... I'll let Camel explain.
Is she on Twitch? Yeah, the streamer Amaranth apparently is going to use some of her natural yeast to brew a beer because we don't have enough gross things in this world.
There's not enough nightmare fuel.
Like, I'm just glad I stopped drinking in college before all this shit started getting, like, before, like, the craft beer craze and, like, feminists making, like, period bacon and now beer and whatnot. Yeah, just...
I forgot about the period bacon. Fuck.
You're welcome. So... But yeah, I'm glad I stopped drinking before, shit started getting real weird. Back before Bud Light was gay.
So have you ever come up with something that you decided to start trying to do in your head, and then you realized that it doesn't work after a period of time, and the part that you were able to get work, it would have lost its meaning by the time that you were able to rule out going further?
No, Sanguine, at this point I've given up on goals and dreams and stuff like that.
So I was about to say something about the using vaginal yeast, and then I realized that...
Thank you for killing my appetite. I was thinking about ordering food. But never mind.
The sentence that I was about to say, I
But I
realized...
haven't eaten today, so it's like, I'm still hungry, but no, I'm not.
I realized that the first 3 words I had managed to go completely alphabetical, and then the 4th word that popped into the sentence was also alphabetical, and then the 5th word also. And I was going, how long can I keep this up? And I ended up having the sentence die a couple more words in, and I'm going, oh, now it's taken too long.
But yeah, I didn't believe that amaranth was a grain, not because Sanguine started talking about it, but because then Johnny chimed in. It's like, oh yeah, like that's when I started detecting bullshit.
Because heaven forbid.
I do find it hilarious now, though, that apparently if I say something, he's going to believe it. But only until such time as it is backed up by Johnny. Because that's what he just said with that.
When it's something that's backed up by Johnny that I have no reason to believe Johnny would be an authority on it, then yes.
Wait, Johnny says something. That was the wrong clip.
Oh, I thought you did that on purpose.
No, it was supposed to be this one.
On a related note to the ceiling bird, did you guys hear about the story out of Texas?
Probably not. What happened?
Party of 18 dined and dashed at a meal for funeral.
Oh, wow.
Wait, they're charging for dinner at a funeral?
So it was a party of 18. All right. I think it was, a party of 18, or it might have been a party of 20, and then...
They're catering funerals now?
They went to a place to eat. They were very vocal that this was the meal that they were having as they were dealing with the funeral and all that. So they had just either come from the funeral or about to go to the funeral.
I mean, if you want to be a
before they went to dinner.
cold-blooded like restaurant manager, like charge the estate.
Well, the thing is that I think it was 18. It might have been 20 though, because 2 people paid. So I'm not sure if it was 18 came and then it was 16 dine and dashed, or whether it was 20 came and then 18 dine and dashed. I just know that it was a group of 18. Not sure.
So did they take turns like sneaking off to the bathroom one by one, or did they all?
Oh
just,
no,
like,
they left en
jailbreak it?
masse.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I imagined that would work out.
Yeah, they.
Are you going to apprehend a fucking group?
I mean, I think it'd be funnier if, like, like the waitress kept coming back for refills. Like, oh, well, where's? There's only 3 here left here. Where'd everybody else go? Like, oh, bathroom.
Well, the thing is,
there's only 2 stalls.
All at the same
When-
time.
someone made a comment of, what the fuck, you guys just going to get up and leave? One of the people that was getting up and leaving said, we'll fucking shoot you if you try to stop us. So not only did they dine and dash, but they also threatened people with bodily harm and a deadly weapon.
Doesn't that kind of turn that into a...
Damn near armed robbery, yeah?
Yeah. That's almost felonious.
Yep. But yeah, it was something that just happened.
Put the
this
leftovers
past
in the
week.
doggy bag, and no one gets hurt.
Oh, that was the thing. They had been bitching and moaning about the meal the entire dinner. And then they boxed up every scrap of food that had been brought to them that they didn't manage to shovel down their gullet, and then walked out with all of their to-go containers, and then threatened to shoot someone if they tried to make them pay.
You know who's not mad in this scenario? The dishwasher.
Well, no,
Silver
the
lining,
dishwasher
folks.
still
Gotta look on the
has
bright
to-
side.
The dishwasher still has to clean the dishes.
Yeah, but if you're telling me they got every scrap of that food off them plates,
Ah,
they're pretty clean.
fair enough.
You gotta rinse them off real fast, run through the machine one time.
But yeah, it's one of those things where that story is just are you fucking... Why are people like this?
Sanguine, I've told a story about how people don't even bother wearing pants on Jesus' birthday. Are you really that surprised?
If you had the ability to not have to wear pants on Christmas,
It's the
are you
middle
telling
of
me that you
winter.
would wear pants?
In public.
I'm not going out in my bathrobe and slippers on Jesus' birthday, sir. One,
If-
I have decorum,
Only
and
the
2,
bathrobe.
it's too goddamn cold. I ain't risking the shrinkage.
If I wasn't around people on Christmas, I didn't have to go into work, I could see just sitting around in a pair of boxers.
Yeah, in your own home. I'm
Yeah,
talking about people going
exactly.
out and conducting commerce, sir.
These people are just heathens.
Exactly.
I was just pointing out that the element that you told me was people on Jesus' birthday not wearing pants. And I'm going, yeah, if I didn't have to go anywhere,
How do
I
you think
wouldn't
I
wear
know
pants
they
either.
weren't wearing pants on Jesus' birthday, Sanguine? I don't have X-ray vision.
I don't know your hobbies. I don't know if you're going outside people's houses and peeking in.
Hey, man, if you leave the curtains open, that's on you, not me, all right? It's 2023. You should know better. And yes, I am judging your decor.
You might be trying to become the next war chief. You're just looking to steal a horse now.
I did see that fat electrician video the other day.
Yep. The fact that was it his son or his nephew?
Nephew.
Did the same shit, only he stole elephants instead of horses.
Yeah, come on, man. Make an exception. The dude stole a fucking elephant. Multiple elephants.
He stole two fucking
how do you
elephants.
hide those?
Vietnam, jungle.
Yeah. He stole 2 elephants. He should have been called a war chief as well. Fuck you.
But you know,
petty sons of bitches.
You know what I think is also interesting? There's a different video he did about Jake McNeese.
Yep.
Hey Johnny, guess what? He was Choctaw. You got to check out that video, dude. That dude's a straight badass.
What's the video?
It's the YouTuber's named The Fat Electrician, and
Jake McNeese, the Dirty Dozen.
McNasty.
Oh,
Jake McNasty.
Yeah.
McNeese. Yeah, apparently this dude's like part of the inspiration for the Dirty Dozen. And he was in my tribe. Yeah. Suck on that, fucking Navajo.
All right, I don't know about you guys, but I'm starting to fade pretty hard. So
before we go, I just have to point out, how is it not an instance of it just depends on where you put the emphasis in Navajo that it's either the proper term or it's an insult?
I think when I put fucking in front of it, that's a pretty good.
Yeah, but it should
signal.
be.
I mean,
It
Navajo
should be the
in
difference
itself.
between a Navajo and a Navajo. That should be the insult. Come on, people. It's right there.
I'm sure someone's made it.
Probably, but it isn't.
I'm sure there have been
spread
jokes
wide
made
enough.
about the Navajo, the Arapaho, the Slabaho, all the hoes.
Yeah. I'm just saying it needs to be spread further. Don't just keep that shit to yourself. If you've made that, make it known to everyone.
Hosts need to expand their operations.
Yeah.
All right, we'll go with parting thoughts. Sanguine, we'll start with you.
Oh, I'm surprised that you're starting with me rather than giving.
He doesn't want me
Camel
to
a
steal your
chance.
bit again.
I'm being
Steal.
nice this time.
I'll leave off with my standard. If you're passionate about something, make sure that you devour it. Don't let it devour you.
All right, Camel.
The one I've used the most, I guess. The only time you have too much fuel is when you're on fire.
Gabby.
You're gonna play the ceiling bird. I hope someone answers that phone because I fucking called it.
I wasn't until you mentioned it, and I'm like, all right, I'll do it.
I'm doing this as hard as I can. Ceiling bird.
Gabby knows why the ceiling bird sings.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll go with mine.
It desires power.
They say life is a gift. No thanks, I'll keep the receipt. And with that, the zoo is closed. Have a good night, everyone.
Have a good night, all.
Later, taters.
Bye, everybody.